What's going on, guys? So it's been suggested for me to try out transporting to make some profit as I make my road to 100 million. And being that I'm a miner, I decided to focus on ore to start and check the prices there. I did check sites such as like Albion Online 2D and this albionix.app for good margins between cities. But a lot of these are, especially the app one, are kind of outdated. So, and I don't have a mammoth yet for like large transports. So I decided to go with ore because it's kind of like what I know, and I know like the normal prices for. And I started off doing Caerleon to Martlock because I went there and I looked at the ore prices and I was like, wait, I was so familiar because I always sell ore to Martlock, and I was like, why is it so much cheaper there? It was literally like half the price for iron ore and titanium ore, especially like uncommon and rare. So I decided, why not try that? And I tried it first with just a horse and like some cheap gear because I didn't know. I went through a red zone for the first time with gear, and I probably should not have. If you see my gear that I'm using, I should use like miner gear, miner boots. But luckily I got safe because there's no one in the red zone. So wasn't too bad. But you'll see later on there's more people in the red zone. So yeah, you can see here I'm buying iron ore, and I wanted to do my second trip, so I decided to buy a little bit more. I bought some more uncommon iron ore, and my first trip was going to be like 100,000 in profit, but then I wanted to go back and buy the rest of these for at least 100, if not less, and sell for, I think it was like 150. Now I made the mistake here. I was just going right through the middle of the path, even though I saw no hostiles. Realistically, you want to go around, which I kind of learned later on, especially if you guys are trying this, and you probably want to use an ox and not gear like I'm using, like tier 6 gear. But I was successful anyway, despite my mistakes. I'm looking back now. But I bought on an average of like 70 or 80 per, and I sold for double that without even needing to do a sell order, so I didn't have to pay the fee of the setup fee, just the tax. And I made pretty much double my money. I think 300, 400,000 in profit just from this one run. And as I mentioned before, I couldn't see any like updated prices, so as I went to the cities, I started making like a Google Sheets and updating the prices there, so I knew kind of what I could buy and sell in each city. And uncommon titanium ore here, I bought 1 million of it because I saw that was underpriced too in comparison to Martlock. And I basically used half of the silver that I had on hand and went back to Martlock, and you could see here the sell. I just sold it for 510 because it was still much. I think I bought it for like 300 each, and it's still like a solid 30-40% margin selling directly even to the buy orders. So I was pretty profitable there, and I started using a miner's backpack as well because I wasn't using an ox. I was using the spectral diabor, which is I wanted to use for more safety in case a ganker came, I could disappear and then or get through mobs. Then I went to buy some titanium ore, rare titanium ore. So every trip I went a little bit more risky, and you can see here on the bottom there are 2 hostiles here in the red zone. So this is the point where I didn't switch my gear, but I was going off the path because I saw other ganker videos where one waits in the gate, the other one waits like in the middle, and they could just go invisible and then just gank you, and then the other ones come and take all your stuff. So I watched this after I did this, so I wouldn't be using. I'd probably use a regular ox, and people are more likely to attack you if you have decent gear rather than just like miner boots and cheap gear, because they don't think you have much expensive loot. So in my future endeavors, I think I'm going to use cheaper gear. And then once I get to Garafel, it's pretty simple. I just go straight across, and my bubble is there for about halfway through. And then worst case, if anyone comes, I could just easily vanish and I'll be right into town. So it's really just 2 zones that are a challenge, I'd say, to get through. And you don't want to go on the path. So those are the 2 things. And also I want to use cheaper gear, as I mentioned. Just miner boots and just escape gear, like I would use if I was gathering, as people have commented on my Black Zone failure video. So thank you for that. You can see here I bought these titanium ore for about 1,000 each. And the buy orders, I got lucky here, the buy orders were pretty much close to the sell price here in Martlock. And I was able to sell it for about 800 profit each. And then actually a buy order went through when I got to Martlock. That's why I got a notification. But generally around, I bought anything below 1,500 and I made anywhere from 800 to 300 profit on each of these rare titanium ores just by selling directly to the buy orders, which was pretty awesome. So overall, I mean, between the 3 or 4 trips, it doesn't even take that long. It's only like a few zones away from Martlock to Caerleon. I just have to be more careful next time when I'm doing it. I got lucky where I didn't get killed running on the path. But overall, I would say it's a success. I mean, I got 1 to 2 million of profit just from transferring ore. And I will continue to do this. I probably should do it also like in more dead zone times. I don't remember what time I did these on, but I probably want to do it like 10, 12 p.m. at night Eastern time when most people are not playing. And I could do these transfers. So I could let my market flipped orders go through, and while I'm waiting for that, I could transfer any extra silver I have by flipping in the meantime. So overall, I mean, being that it was my first time, I think I did pretty well. 1 to 2 million. People say they do like 2 million plus per trip, if not more, especially, you know, with the mammoths. I'm sure they do like 10, 20 million or even more between the cities. But that's like a long-term goal for me. Right now I'm at, I think, 60 or so million silver, which is pretty solid for me. And I do have premium coming up. We have to renew it in about 7 days. So I'm hoping, if possible, I don't know if it will, but get to the 100 million before that. We will see. I'll continue doing this flipping, and if you guys have any suggestions here, I was changing to my miner boots and, you know, getting actually cheaper gear with the Bloodletter, because I was pretty dumb when I was doing before. But yeah, that's what I've learned from the comments. If you have any suggestions for future transport type things of items to transport, let me know in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching, and feel free to like and subscribe on my road to 1,000 subscribers.